But there's two things that you can control. Your attitude is number one, and your actions is number two. But I can't change if it's raining outside. I can't change if it's snowing outside. I can only change how I feel, like what I do in my mind and what I do physically. I can only change my attitude and my actions. That's it. Why am I telling you this? Because the faster we apply this principle to our financial life, the better it's going to be. Too many people is paying more taxes than is necessary. And the reason is because they don't spend the time to educate themselves to determine what they should be paying and what they shouldn't be paying. Good evening, champions. What's happening? Team Encore in the house. Hey, if you guys can hear me okay, just put it in the chat. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a hello. Let me see that you're in the house. I see Alice in the house. Good evening, champion. Lloyd is there. Steve is there. Show me a fire. Show me a thumbs up. Show me something. Tamoy is there. Good to see you. Blaze is there. Awesome. 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 Great champions. Good to see you. Hey, if anyone that's in the house, just show me an emoji. Show me a fire. Let's see who's in. Marina's in the house. Great. I even see Jermaine in the house. Somebody named themselves Jermaine, and I see Jermaine in the house. Awesome. Hey, great to see you. Hey, love you guys, and appreciate you for taking the time out to be here on another Money Monday. Are you guys fired up or what? Our Divine is in the house. Good to see you, brother. Awesome. Awesome. George is in the house. Good to see you. Serge is in the house. Great to see you all. Great to see you all. I am fired up. I got to tell you, I've been so excited about today's meeting since last Monday. And I'm going to tell you why in a second. But here's the deal. We are here every single Monday. And our topic is to talk about money. All right. And if this is your first time here, we welcome you here. We appreciate you taking the time to be here. And if you're a veteran, you've been here for a while, welcome everyone that's here for their first time using the. And we want to make sure that we get everything we can in this short hour that we're here. Sorrel is here. Good to see you, Sorrel. You know, there's a great quote by Wayne Dyer that says, I cannot always control what goes on the outside, but I can always control what goes on the inside. You see, there's two things that you can control. Write this down. If you have a pen and paper, by the way, today you're going to want to have a pen and paper. It's going to be copious notes day. All right. You're going to take a lot of notes. I promise you, so much good things are going to be coming. You're going to want to have something to take notes. And if you're driving, I'm sorry, don't take notes while you're driving. Don't do that. All right. But there's two things that you can control. Your attitude is number one, and your actions is number two. That's it. You know, have you seen a newborn baby? I remember when both of my kids were born, and, you know, what did they do when they're hungry? What do all newborn kids do when they're hungry? They cry, right? What about when they need their diaper changed? Guess what they do? They cry. And a baby does not yet know how to control their attitude. The baby doesn't know how to control their action. So it just cries out, and hopefully, you know, it has great parents, and the parents come to its aid and helps them, right? And the parents resolve the issue. So for example, if they need feeding or if their diaper needs changing, they do it. But as we grow into adulthood, we're expected to improve our attitude. We're expected to improve our actions. That means that we learn not to cry out for the things that we want. We don't give a temper tantrum. So we learn to ask for things. We learn to otherwise do it ourselves. Can you imagine seeing a grown man or a grown woman still crying for what they want? You know, and to be quite honest with you, they do it just in a different way. But we also learn along the way that there are things outside of our control. No matter how much we cry, no matter how much we this, we that, we push, we can't control it. Let me give you an example. Can we control the weather? We cannot. right? We cannot control the rain. We cannot control the snow. We can only dress appropriately and have a good attitude. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not preaching at you because I don't have a good attitude towards the snow. All right. I was born in a warm, hot place. And no matter what I do, I can't have a good attitude towards the snow. Okay. So I'm still learning how to have a good attitude towards the snow. But I can't change if it's raining outside. I can't change if it's snowing outside. I can only change how I feel, like what I do in my mind and what I do physically. I can only change my attitude and my actions. That's it. Why am I telling you this? Because the faster we apply this principle to our financial life, the better it's going to be. You see, there's things that we can control and there's some things we can't control. So let's look at it. You cannot control the Canada Pension Plan, can you? How many of you can control the Canada Pension Plan? You can determine what you get from CPP. Nobody, right? But what can you control? What actions can you control? You can control saving for retirement. This is what you can control, right? You can control what you put towards your retirement plan. Make sense? Another thing, you can't control your employer. Right? You cannot control your employer. Your employer is going to give you exactly what they have allotted in a budget for what they're going to pay. I mean, yeah, you can choose a different employer, yeah, but you can't determine what that employer is going to pay to you, right? But what can you control? You can control other sources of income. You can control multiple streams of income. You can change that. That you can mold, right? What else? Can you control the taxes? How many people can control the taxes, right? You and I cannot control the taxes. This is out of our control. In fact, it's so out of our control. If you're working for an employer, what is the first thing the employer does before they give you your paycheck? They deduct the taxes. Is it true? Yes or yes? They take the taxes before they even give you the paycheck. What can you do though? What is in your control? Because you can't control that. But what's in your control? You can control the ways to reduce your taxes, right? There's strategies to reduce taxes so you're not paying more than necessary. Hey, listen, I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm not bashing taxes because taxes pave our roads. Taxes give us hospitals and healthcare. Taxes give us the education that we have for the children. Taxes give us a certain level of lifestyle, right? But I do not want to pay more than necessary. Too many people is paying more taxes than is necessary. And the reason is because they don't spend the time to educate themselves to determine what they should be paying and what they shouldn't be paying. You can't control inflation. How many of you think you can control inflation? Even the Bank of Canada, the Federal Reserve in the United States can't control the inflation, right? They can raise interest rates to try and curb it. They can quantitative tightening. They can do all of these things that they want to do. But yet they still can't control inflation. You and I definitely can't control inflation. We have no control over it, right? So if the Bank of Canada and the Federal Reserve is struggling to handle inflation, you and I can't handle that. But what can we handle? We can handle maximizing our savings, more money towards the savings, right? We can put more money towards the long term, towards the future. Another thing, can we stop the rise in costs, which is highly tied to inflation? We cannot, right? But what can we do? We can save more money. We can put more money aside. Can we, I saw the FTX collapse, right? If you guys follow cryptocurrency, many of you guys like cryptocurrency, and you saw the second largest crypto exchange, currency exchange collapse the other day, right? The second largest in the entire world just collapsed because of fraud, to be quite honest with you. They went bankrupt because they were ripping people off with their money and not investing it. And you can't control the risk of a single investment. Many people mortgage their house. I knew people that literally took money they couldn't afford to invest it into cryptocurrency because it was the big thing and they didn't want to be left behind and they wanted to make sure they got wealthy. I want to tell you, there's no such thing as get rich quick. In fact, when I always talk about crypto and cryptocurrency, people ask me all the time, what's my opinion on crypto? I think any money that you put into cryptocurrency should be money that you're okay losing. I'm not saying not to invest in it, but what I'm saying to you is money that you put into it, you should be okay to lose that money because it's high risk. And you can't ever control the risk of a single investment. All right. That's why we talk about diversity. You can control diversity, putting your money in different things, right? And I'm not making any investment advice here. I just got to make a disclaimer. I'm not making any investment advice. I just want you to understand that diversity is going to help you. Even though you might be 100% diversified, you still can't get away from the ups and downs of the market. So understand that the market is always going up and down, but you can overcome some of that in the long term when you diversify. All right. So these are some things that you can control, and these are some things that you cannot control. Here's what I'm saying to you guys. I'm saying focus on the things that you can control. And I'm saying this because too many times I hear people complaining about the rising costs, complaining about the inflation, complaining about, their employer, complaining about all of these things. What they should be focused on are the things that they can change. You will be much further ahead if you put your energy and your effort into the things that you can change. Does that make sense? Yes or yes?